Well, hi everybody, old Gare out here at the Fishing Shack, and I just want to say, first of all, Merry Christmas. My golly, Christmas is just around the corner, and we wish you the bestest Merry Christmas you can have, okay? We got a pretty good show today. Yeah, it's been nippy. We had that big cold front come through earlier in the week, kind of messed things up, but I have some good crappie reports for you. Still getting some pretty good reports from out of Truman, and my golly, Pomme de Terre is really producing some great crappie fishing along with Stockton. Few bass reports as well. Want to thank all the viewers this past week. We had nearly well over 9,000 views. Thank you very much. Facebook and of course YouTube. Thank you very much. All right, we've got a pretty good show for you. So let's go fishing.
Fish and Chums!
Well, that's right. Here we are. It's kind of nippy out here at the Fishing Shack today, but boy, we have some great weather coming in this week. We have, my gosh, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and even Christmas Day is going to be beautiful. So this is going to be a good chance for us to get out, do a little good fishing, some good fishing, that's for sure. Let's start out at Beaver Lake. That water temperature was 54 degrees out there this morning. I want to start out with the first photo. Charles Mormon was out just the other day. Look at this nice crappie. Look at this rascal. Good going, Charles. That's out at Beaver Lake. And boy, there's been some good crappie fishing out there for the few people taking advantage of it. They're catching fish anywhere from 15, 20, 25 over the brush for the main part. They've been using jigs. I heard pink with a chartreuse body's been good. I've heard black and white's been good. And get down there with a tight line at maybe 4 pound, no more than 6 pound. Vertically fishing these brush piles is the ticket out at Beaver for crappie. I think you can catch some crappie. I know you can this week with this mild weather, that's for sure. Stripers, you bet. Randy Gage was out just a couple days ago. I tell you, a lot of stripers seem to be up in that War Eagle arm right now. Get up there on some of the flats and the long points, I think you're going to be able to catch some fish, without a doubt. Several stripers have been caught out at Beaver the last few days. And you know, some good spotted bass fishing has been taking place at Beaver. They've been picking up some fish anywhere from around 25, maybe 30. The cool thing, or the neat thing you need to do right now is find the shad. That's no secret. That's when you're going to find the fish, whether striper fishing, crappie fishing, spotted bass fishing, whatever. And a couple of good things, look for the birds. Sometimes those birds are better than locators. They'll show you right where the fish are. And but look at your locators. Find those big old balls of shad. You're going to catch fish out at Beaver. I've had some fair reports down below the dam. Some good trout fishing as well. Beaver looks good for the upcoming weekend. And get out there and get bit. All the great people around Beaver. Okay, let's go out Table Rock. That water temperature out there is 51 degrees. It's dropping. It's been cold at night. But again, this weather is going to be great for the next few days. Absolutely great. And they've been picking up a few crappie up in the river areas, up in the creek areas, the brush piles, I'd say 15, 20, 25 feet of water. Jig or jigging minnows vertically fishing those brush piles. I've heard fairly good reports on the James and also up the King's Arm for crappie. And some people with the deep docks with brush, they've been picking up some crappie there as well. So try this out. Bass fishing kind of mixed up. That weather earlier in the week kind of threw things off a little bit, but Table Rock has been producing some bass. You can catch, I think, this weekend. Next few days with this warm weather, you'll have a chance of picking up some bass on a variety of baits. Still getting reports once in a while, good fish being caught on the Ned rig. Try this anywhere from 8, 10, 12 feet of water on those long gravel points. Further out, deep water, they're still doing some drop shot fishing at Table Rock. They're pitching jigs in the brush pile, picking up fish. And I tell you, if you happen to hit some wind this weekend, Don't overlook the rock crawler and the wiggle warts. That's going to pay off for you as well. And so table rock, not bad. Bass fishing. Not many people fishing out there, but the ones who are picking up some fish. Let's go out of Lake Taneycomo. The water temperature was 53 degrees out there this morning. Now, Taneycomo, for you trout fishermen, they've been releasing a couple turbines, and they've been running some water, and sometimes all day long. So drift fishing has been good. And I tell you, for you live bait fishermen, I've been talking about here on the program for weeks and weeks. It's still happening. The best live bait by far has been the night crawlers. Had good reports on drifting night crawlers, and anywhere all the way on down from Fall Creek all the way down. I've had reports of good night crawler fishing in the Monkey Island area all the way up to the landing. So try this, and they've been picking up some fish on that Berkeley trout worm. That about a 3 or 4 inch. That pink has been working good. Put a float up above it, experiment on your depth, that's catching fish. And also I've had some reports when they're not running water, 2-pound test, go to those small jigs. I like to throw a 32nd or a 64th ounce this time of the year. Your darker color seems to be working. Your brown, your black with a little bit of chartreuse in it, you'll catch some fish at Lake Taneycomo. In fact, Kenny Lynn was out the other day. Look at this beautiful trout that Kenny caught. Kenny Lynn, boy, that's a beautiful trout. So the trout fishing has really been good at Lake Taneycomo. Get out there. Get out there the next few days. Bull Shoals, the water temperature this morning, according to my report, was 51 degrees. It's fluctuating a little bit. Another thing at Bull Shoals, like I was talking about at Beaver or Table or wherever, watch the birds. That's really been paying off. If you watch the birds, the seagulls are diving, some loons out there, get to that area, most likely there's some fish pushing the shad up, or get out there and investigate this. And if you have some wind out there, be sure to throw that rock crawler or wiggle wart. That will pay off. It's a little tough throwing it without the wind, but if you have wind at Bull Shoals, go to that. And we've had some reports of going out with your locators on the points and secondary points and going out and just kind of zigzagging until you find big schools of shad. And then you might want to get down there with a spoon, or a grub would be good this time of the year as well. About halfway back into the creek arms, there's been a little activity. So look out for Bull Shoals this weekend. I think you can catch some nice bass out there. Might have to work for them, but hey, that's fishing. By the way, the crappie fishing has been pretty good at Bull Shoals. I've had several different reports of crappie being caught in the brush piles, 25 to 30 feet. Some people found some as shallow as 18 feet and as deep as 40 feet. Had a report from Jordan Isaac, a great guide out there with the Freedom Guide Service. And he said he's caught them down as deep as 40 feet. So the crappie fishing can be good at Bull Shoals. Okay, let's go on out at Stockton. The water temperature out there was 45 degrees. Is that right? I hope that's right. I was visiting with my buddy Jeff the other day, just a couple days ago, and Deckert's been going out and catching fish. When he goes, he catches them. There's no doubt about this. And here's a nice photo of just over the past weekend. And he had that same table full the weekend before, too. So he's really catching fish out there. And some people are catching them as deep as 15 to 25 feet of water, the crappie, and other people, I think Jeff's catching a little bit shallower than that. So the crappie fishing continues to be very good out at Stockton. And here's a photo of the Tandem Fly Outfitters, a great guide service out at Stockton. And they've been fishing Stockton and Pomme de Terre. And look at the fish they're catching as well. So good fishing out at Stockton for crappie. And by the way, there's been still a few walleye. Not many people fishing for them, but a few walleye are showing up still there on the points and secondary points. Get your electronics and get your trolling motor and just kind of ease back and forth on those points and drag a jig and night crawler, or kind of a horsehead type bait and night crawler. And I think you might be able to pick up a walleye out at Stockton this weekend. Okay, let's go out to Pomme de Terre, and my gosh, they've been catching fish out at Pomme. They've really been catching a lot of crappie for the people that's been going out there the last few days, and it's going to be good, I'm telling you, through the weekend and next week. In fact, I just have a photo from Travis Johnson and Brad Boyer was out the other day. Now look at this mess of crappie that they caught. Wow, that's a big old mess, and there's been a lot of nice crappie caught out at Pomme de Terre. So get out there, and I know you're going to be able to catch some nice crappie the next few days at Pomme. Good fishing out there, real good fishing. Okay, let's go out at Truman. They've been picking up some crappie and along the bluffs mainly, and the bluff ends and the big coves that bluffs might harbor. Get back in there in 15 to 20, 25 feet of water, jigging minnows. I've had some reports of up in the Bucksaw area, and some of the flats are still catching crappie as well. So the crappie fishing can be good out at Truman, and the catfishing's been good. That's for sure. And by the way, we've had good reports of some white bass showing up out at Truman as well. So keep your eye out on the birds out at Truman. Okay, out at Lake the Ozarks, water temperature out there this morning was, I believe it was 52 degrees, and the crappie fishing's been fair. Not a lot of people fishing right now. We've had good reports of the people who have, still in some of the brush piles, 15 to 25 feet of water, jigging minnows, and around the docks as well. Throw some baits up on the docks. Bass fishing's been good on wiggle warts, and they're picking up a few fish on jerkbaits. So check this out at Lake the Ozarks. Norfolk. We've been having some good fishing out at Norfolk. The water temperature was 54 degrees out there this morning, and they're picking up some good crappie in about 25 to 30 feet of water over the brush. Some real nice crappie when they do get into them, and I'm having good reports of some stripers being caught out on some of the flats at Norfolk using spoons, and maybe get down around 40 feet of water. Hey, try that out for the upcoming weekend. Photo of the week, we didn't forget you. I tell you, Malachi Isaac. Boy, look at this Jordan's son. Look at this very beautiful picture. I'm telling you, that tells it all. Look at that great photo. Photo of the week, and these fish were caught out at Stockton recently. Great photo of the week. I love that photo. Man, love to see the kids out there fishing. Want to thank you very much for being with us today. My golly, I tell you what, to have such blessed weather coming up, I want you to get out there and take advantage of it. I want to thank you all for over 9,000 views this past week. Be sure to like and share for you people that's watching over on YouTube. And subscribe. Put it up there, Kathy. Subscribe, you bet. And then that way you'll never miss out on any of the fun right here on Fishin' Chums. And if you have any photos you'd like to send us or share any information or ask questions, go to our email. Email us at fishandchums@gmail.com. Hey, Kathy and I have some great photos coming up your way, some fun photos, so be sure to stick with us. And again, thanks a lot, everybody. Merry Christmas, and we'll have a special Christmas show next week. God bless you all. See you out on the water.